What will you experience at a Knock'em Dead comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knock'em Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knock'em Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
I had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knock'em Dead Comedy for your event today.
The Knock'em Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Hi, I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes, this is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast on the Twitch channel. Thanks for following the channel. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Please, as you see the graphic right there, please share our show. Please follow this page and tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Governor's Comedy Club podcast, whether it's here on Twitch or over there on YouTube. We got a lot of great stuff going on. Hope you enjoyed Steve Squared last night. We got Hershey and the Keegs tonight. They are celebrating their 1-year anniversary. It's already been a year since they've started torturing us. And I'm sure, here we go. And I'm sure Mark will be complaining tonight. He still does not have his banner. And he's talking about retiring from doing stand-up comedy, which I don't really understand. The guy performs like 3 times a year. I really don't get it. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Liz Batapete. Good to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Jeff Bosey's there. It's Tuesday Trivia. There's nobody here. But there's Larry walking through the hallway. We got, I don't know what happened to Hugh Murray. I did not talk to him this morning or yesterday. I didn't think I had to because it's kind of automatic that he comes in. But I don't know. He works nights, so maybe he's sleeping, which I don't blame him. Maybe he got scared because I was asking him to bring his girlfriend in today because I believe she's off this week, as a lot of you are. So I don't know. I don't know where he is. But Jeff Bosey, I'm starting a trend with retiring comics. Yeah, well, I think Stevie G beat you to that, right? He's got the retirement village people. Yeah, maybe that'll be your next Facebook page, Jeff. Long Island comedy retired scene. Long Island retired scene. There you go. Just the Long Island retired scene. Where you can just sit around and bitch about, bingo or something like retired people do. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, so we're going to get to Tuesday Trivia in a little bit. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us this morning. Let's see. You know what? I do have stuff that I can talk about. I always like it better when there's somebody here to bounce off of, as was the case yesterday. Hanging out with Julie and Mo. That was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's see. I got some stuff here. It's funny because I've been fortunate enough to get a lot of guests in here. I haven't been by myself in here probably a good month, at least, I think. So I've been fortunate enough to get a lot of good people in here. So there's been stories that I just haven't gotten to because, I'm just having fun with the guests. So there's a few stories that I've been sitting on for a while, but I guess I'll get to them today, and then we'll get to trivia in a little bit. So there was this one story. This story is probably going back a month, and it's a story about reality TV star Stephanie Matto. I don't even know who she is. I don't follow reality TV at all. But this story really struck me, and I relate to it. She apparently, this Stephanie Matto. Any of you guys know who she is? Earlier this year, was forced to shelve. Well, probably last year, was forced to shelve her lucrative farts in a jar enterprise due to a health scare. But now, Farts in a Jar is back in business. Oh, she's from 90 Day Fiancé. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm definitely not watching that. So she posted a video for herself and her fellow reality star, Tanya Maduro. The duo clad in Christmas outfits. Wow, that's how long this story goes. That's how topical I am. They posted a photo of themselves holding jars. Danced provocatively in front of a festooned Christmas tree. When people think my selling thousands fart jar days are over, but I've come back with a new blended batch, she wrote over the she was peddling her fart-filled Christmas ornaments. So in January, so this is more recent. In January, the YouTube star revealed that she was suspending her old factory venture due to gas pain so severe she thought she was having a heart attack. So I guess she was like inducing something, like inducing the farts. and she gave herself gas pains. She was rushed to a hospital with chest pains, underwent a battery of tests, including blood work and an EKG. Doctors confirmed her steady diet of eating too many eggs and beans was the cause. So this woman was eating eggs and beans to get farts. I thought I was having a stroke, and that these were my final moments. But it turns out I was overdoing it. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, she's dedicated. I don't know. Now Jeff says now I'm hungry. The proclaimed fartrepreneur. Oh, I love that word, fartrepreneur. Had been squeezing out up to 50 jars worth of farts a week to keep up with demand. I don't think I would need to do anything different with myself. I think I can get 50 jars. I think I can get I think I could probably double that in a week. 50 jars worth of farts a week to keep up with demand, and had even added protein shakes to her diet to make them more smelly. Is that fantastic? I got to look this girl up. I don't know who she is. She started the business on a whim after receiving requests for her captured wind. Shared that she makes an astonishing $50,000 a week for farts. Who does this? Do people really this is amazing to me. Stephanie, is she hot or something? I mean, or do people like the smell of farts that much? Let's see what Stephanie Maddow looks like. Oh, all right. She's not bad. Not bad. Oh, is that one of her jars? Yeah, I guess that's one of her fart jars. I mean, as long as it's not shit jars. So, all right. I'm cool with that. I wouldn't order one from her, but but I'm down with that. Would you guys buy a fart jar from anybody? Brian Paul, the funniest Brian Paul, all by your lonesome this morning. Yes, I am. I don't know what happened to Hugh Murray IV. I'm guessing he either got stuck at work or he's just sleeping because he works nights. He's a hardworking man. So I'm hoping that's all that happened to him. Jeff, the people who are buying these jars are the same people that we need to disconnect the phones located by the bridges. I have no idea what that means. Disconnect the phones located by the... What, we need them to fall off the bridge? Brian Paul, I share my farts for free. I do too, and now I'm starting to rethink this. She's making $50,000 a week selling farts. $50,000 a week. $200,000 a year? A month, I mean. Sorry. $200,000 a month. Shit, I'll sell my farts for... I mean, even if I made $100... Well, I was going to say $100. If I made $1,000... I'll take... If I was getting at least $10,000 a month, I would sell my farts. I would sell my farts. Why not? Yeah, screw it. I'll do it for half that. $6,000 a month. If I was guaranteed $6,000 a month, I would get jars and I would fart into them. How does the smell stay in there? Doesn't it eventually just kind of drift away somewhere? I don't know. It's crazy. The funniest Brian Paul misses Hugh. He misses HIV. Hugh Murray IV, HIV. Fremder, there's no way a few of those jars weren't shipped out with a little bit of bean butter. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, see, I could start an enterprise. We could all get in on this. I mean, how do we really know it's her farts? How do we really know it's farts in the first place? See, that's why this woman's an idiot. She put herself at risk she gave herself a health scare. Why not just, hold a jar to your dog or just hire a team of people to fart? If you had a team of 5 people She wanted to get out, 50 jars worth of farts a week. If you hired 10 people, you could easily do that. And if you're making $50,000 a week, you can share the wealth. So yeah, I would get a team. So Jeff, you, me, Fremder, and Brian Paul, we're gonna and Jay, because Fat Jay is fat, so I'm assuming he's got a lot of farts. So yeah, we're gonna form a team. The funniest Brian Paul. That's got to be BS. It's a real story. I know that much. Fremder, I wonder how her business was when there was a mask mandate for 2 years. Right, well, that's what I'm saying. During the pandemic, she stopped because she gave herself a health scare. Like vagina-scented candles. Right. We talked about that yesterday. Hello, Beansy. I would include Beansy in that, too. I bet you Beansy farts a lot. He's a big guy. Why don't we just, we should do that. We should just form a team, jar up our farts, and offer it out. Like maybe, we say it's George Clooney's farts or something. We get a lot of money. Plagano should be in on this. He's full of hot air. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to tell him you said that. Yeah, where is Andy? Should we wait for him? We'll just sit here and wait for him. Yes, Beansy says he does fart a lot. All right. So another story I got. Again, I'm just backtracking at this point. Fremder, I'm growing up a sample right now. I've never heard it referred to that way. I'm growing up a sample. I'm growing one. I'm growing a fart. Bosie, and we can label them as funny farts. We could. Or in your case, retired funny farts. So yeah, another story I'm sitting on for a while. Give me a second. I gotta find. Because this one has visuals, and no, it has nothing to do with farts. So calm down, you weirdos. All right. So, sponsored by White Castle and Chipotle. Chipotle makes people fart. I don't really go there. So, do they? I know. Trust me, I know White Castle. All right. I have a feeling no matter what I talk about today, you guys are going to stick with the farts. And and it's also sponsored by Beans. Not Beansy, but actual beans. So another story I was sitting on, I saw this report. I forget what state it was in. It wasn't New York. This guy was sitting back. All right, I'll read the comments. Speaking of farts, says Fremder, can you please watch the entire video that I posted on the gorilla farting? It's hilarious. Oh, when did you post that? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll look later, and I will upload the video and then share it with you guys Thursday or Friday. We got Thursday. We got a good week. We had the ladies here yesterday. Today it's us with Tuesday trivia. Thursday we got Johnny Lambros and John LaRocchia coming in on Thursday. John LaRocchia, if you're not familiar, it's going to be his first time in here. I've been a fan of John LaRocchia's comedy for a long time. My buddy Les Deegan, who you guys know, I've known Les for I don't know, 10, 15 years. Yeah, I think it's around 15 years. And I was doing the dinner theater stuff, but I wasn't involved at Governor's at that time. I wasn't doing stand-up at that time. So I wasn't really up on the Long Island scene at the time. So I went to see Les do a show, and Carrie Karavis was in it. It was the first time I had ever heard of her or saw her, and John LaRocchia was in it. And, man, both of them cracked me up, and I'm thrilled to be their friends today and working with them occasionally. John LaRocchia, again, been a fan of his comedy for a long time. I'm excited to finally get him in here. It's been a long he's never been in here. So he has a charity called Laughter Saves Lives, where he does charitable fundraising, through comedy shows. He's a retired New York City fireman, and I believe that's where all the money he raised goes to. So that's going to be cool. And Johnny Lambros is coming in. He's going to promote his comedy. He's been getting out there a little bit. And if Mo said she wanted to show up and get body slammed, and I hope that happens. That'll be so funny. So Johnny Lambros is going to be in here. His first time in here as well. He's been calling. He's been a loyal viewer for a long time. It'll be his first time in here as well, so that'll be fun. On Friday, it'll be me and Andy, of course, and a comedian, also her first time in here for this show. She's been on some of the other shows in here. Helene Witt will be with us on Friday. She's going to talk about her comedy. And, of course, me being the geek that I am, we're going to talk about some Beatles stuff because she's a huge Beatle fan. She actually met the Beatles back in the 60s. And she has pictures, and she's going to tell us all about that. So, fun stuff. Good stuff this week. Oh, hello, Kirsten. Watched it last night. So funny. Oh, what, yesterday's show? It was a wild one. That'll be a good show, says Brian Paul. I don't know if he's talking about Thursday or Friday or both. Laughter saves lives. Right, there you go, Liz. Les is a great guy, too. Les is one of my favorite people in the world, man. You will not find a nicer man. You really won't. I have never heard him say a negative thing about anybody or anything. We need more people like Les. Not less. More digging. And he's been in here many times. He's been on a lot of the shows in here. He plays a lot of you'll catch him anywhere. Les plays a lot of you'll see him in an assisted living home, you'll see him in comedy clubs and everything in between. Les is he's a great man. Fremder, it's good I'm not a midget because at ass level I'd just be smelling people's farts all day. That could be fun. I once, several years ago, I was once on a subway, and it was rush hour. This was in my, when I was a union rep, and I had to go into New York City for a meeting, and we're on a subway, and it was rush hour, and I looked to my right, and I thought I saw a man bending over. Like, I thought he dropped something. So I bent down, and I actually said, "Oh, did you drop something?" And he just kind of looks at me, and he was kind of bent over a little bit. I think he was looking through his briefcase, but he was a midget or a small person. I don't know what they're called now. I don't mean any disrespect by saying midget, but yeah, we just kind of made eye contact as I'm saying, "Did you drop something?" Like I was going to help him, like whatever, look for whatever he lost, But he just shot me a face. I was like, "Oh." I think I quit. Sorry. And I just, stood back up while the guys I was with just kind of laughing at me. I felt like an idiot. Subway far to the worst, especially when I have the meatball hero. Oh, I get it. Subway, right. My midget neighbor is hilarious. Watching him try to mow the lawn, he looks like a kid trying to do his chores. Yeah. I hear you. All right, so it's Tuesday. We're going to get to Tuesday Trivia in a little bit. Looking forward to that. I hope all you guys that are watching right now stay with us because we're going to do some trivia soon, and I need your input. It's not much of a trivia if I have nobody to ask questions to. All the best to Hugh Murray, who was supposed to be here. I hope he's okay. I don't know what happened to him. But, yeah, John LaRocchia, Johnny Lambros on Thursday on our show. We're not here tomorrow. Helene Witt with Andy Pajanos and myself on Friday. It's going to be a good show. Oh, and Saturday, live from Governor's Green Room, me and Don Sill will be here. Very excited. We haven't done a green room in a while. So we're excited. And Adam Ferrara is going to be in the main club, so we're hoping to get him in here. I'm going to reach out to him. I have corresponded with him before, so I would love to get him in here. If you guys don't know Adam Ferrara, you got to check him out. But I'm sure most of you do. Long Island comedian. He's been around. All right. So here's another story. Like I said, I don't know what state it was in, but it was a story about a guy who was watching TV, right? He was watching the news, his local news station. And they were doing a report. Wherever this was, again, forgive me for not remembering where this was, but they were getting a lot of snow. So they were doing a report about that. And they started talking to a guy who was out in front of his house having a snowball fight with his son. So they were just, how do you like this snow? Oh, it's great. Or, I'm enjoying my time with my son. Whatever they were talking about. So the guy who's watching TV said, wow, that guy looks just like my friend. He looks exactly like him. So he reaches out to his friend and says, do you have a brother? He's like, no. He's like, just saw this guy on TV. He looks exactly like you. So the guy found the report probably online or something. He found the newscast and he watched it and he's like, yeah, that does look like me. Decided to do some research. Turns out he does have that this was a brother he didn't know he had. And I don't remember the story. I don't know if they were both put up for adoption or what, but they they ended up finding each other. And it's a great story, to find a relative you didn't know you had, especially a brother or sibling. Excuse me, and they've been connecting ever since. Great story, right? Wonderful story. However, something just doesn't match up to me because with this story, I have some photos. And these are real. I'm not messing around. All right, you know what I'll do? I'll show you these guys now. This is what they look like now. They've reconnected or have connected for the first time. Here they are. Whoops, I'm sorry. There we go. So there it is. That's them now. Okay? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not seeing a resemblance. I'm not seeing a resemblance. This guy was watching TV and he's like, yeah, that looks just like me. And then they talked to, and then there's pictures of them as kids. These guys look nothing alike. Like, who was saying to themselves, that looks just like me? If somebody finds out they have a black brother, does that mean they have a brother? Ay, from there. So, yeah, that's, I didn't get it. I'm happy for these guys that they found their family, but I'm calling bullshit on that one. Like, maybe these guys knew each other already and decided to, I don't know, try to get some attention. I don't know. It just didn't seem to make sense to me. So, all right. I got another thing I wanted to share. All right. I'm going to do this thing that I'm calling Kirsten, nothing alike in either picture. Exactly. Beansy, the big guy won the lottery. Sounds like the mom banged the mailman. Yeah, probably. But again, who's watching TV and says, "Wow, that looks just like..." That's like me watching TV and saying, "Oh, Samuel L. Jackson, that looks just like me." Like, I don't get it. But yeah, they saw something. Because they're, and nobody's calling bullshit. Nobody, the news didn't come out and say, "Oh, these men lied." Samuel Jackson to you would be a brother. All right, now you're repeating your jokes on just a few comments away from each other. It's one thing that you repeat your comments, a few times during the week, but during the same show from there, I have to smack you in the face. Water. Yes, Posey. I have been told I look like Billy Joel before, but at least that makes a little bit of sense because I do agree. I do think I do look like the man a little bit. We have the same eyes. Excuse me, and we both have the same haircut now. You're going to have to cut the show down to 3:05. Now, Fremder, that might be one of the most clever things you've said in a very, very long time. Beansy. Oh, no, you're right, Beansy. It is, of course, it could be possible. In fact, even my brother and I really don't look a lot alike. Yes, Fremder, you're redeemed. But take it easy. Don't let that get to your head, because then we'll get 5 bad ones. But yeah, even my brother and I, we don't really look that much alike. Really, hardly at all, actually. So I don't know. So of course it is possible, but you're telling me, one of those two guys would see the other on TV and say, "Wow, that looks just like me." That's just weird to me. Fremder, it's okay. I let it go to my head this morning when I woke up. I'll be good for about a day. All right, so I have another segment that I'm going to share with you. Again, I've been holding on to stuff for a while. So a segment that I'm going to call You know what? And I think, Bosie, I think you and Rady should do something like this. What'd you guys call it? Bonehead of the Week or something? So this is similar to that. Sorry. Oh, Mo Melch just started following us. Well, it's about time. Thank you, Mo. Thanks for following this channel. We appreciate it. Mo was talking about you a few minutes ago. Talking about how you're going to get body slammed on Thursday. I'm assuming she's watching. I don't even know. And then Kirsten O'Flaherty. Kirsten O'Flaherty was she last night watched yesterday's show, and she said she loved it. All right, the phone's ringing. I think I know who this is. Hello.
This is Beansy.
Hello, Beansy.
I want to say hello because I haven't talked to you guys in a long time.
Where you been?
Where have I been? In jail.
The Facebook kind?
Yeah, I'm in Facebook jail again.
How long this time?
2 months they gave me.
2 months. What did you say this time? Well, and let me guess. Let me guess. It was about Biden.
No, actually.
Oh.
I actually put a picture up of a guy
Yeah.
in a fucking bathing suit with balloons, and I got banned for that shit.
What was it? Some kind of commentary on the balloons that was shot down?
Yeah.
And it was a picture of a guy holding balloons?
Holding colorful balloons in the air, right?
Yeah.
With a bathing suit on.
Was it like
And I got banned for that shit.
Was it like a Speedo balloon?
Yeah. They said I had too much adult content. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Was it you in the picture?
No. That guy was way skinnier than me. No.
Wow. So really, you got 2 months for that?
2 months they gave me. Well, they got the shit on my head over there. You know, they're after me.
Yes, you are definitely on their radar because you've pissed them off too much, and now they're just banning you for anything. You could probably just post "Good morning, everyone, I love you," and you'll get a month for that.
That's right. That's too much adult content.
That's what you get for messing with them. You've pissed them off way too much. But I'm glad you.
How you doing anyway?
What's that?
How you doing anyway?
Doing all right. I'm glad you're here because we were talking about farts. I think you should give us an example of what you would give us.
Oh, let me tell you something. When I blow one, my fucking heart rattles. It's like, vroom. Like a fucking truck starting up and shit.
I bet. I have no doubt.
All right, I just wanted to call in and say hello to you.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard from you in a long time.
Well, it's good to talk to you. Thanks for calling, pal.
You got it, man.
See you later.
You got it. Bye.
Well, that was very subdued, Joe Beansy, with a lot of F-bombs. He doesn't usually get that bad. I wish I had a toilet on the ceiling, says Fender. That way I could pee with a boner. I've never gotten banned from Facebook, says Fender, because I save all my stupid shit that I save for this show. Yeah, there should be a Fremder meter. Okay, so so here's a segment that I'm calling. I'm just going to call it Assholes of the Week. So we're going to start. They're all pictures, although this first one is just text from a story. A girl, 14 years old, with severe nut allergy, nearly died aboard a British Airways, I'm assuming that means, after a passenger refused to stop eating peanuts despite twice being told by cabin crew he was putting the teenager's life at risk. That's not only an asshole, but that's a piece of shit who should be in jail. There's more. A teenager had an allergic reaction. The man, of course, I'm having trouble reading it. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit so I can read this to you. Poppy Jones. See, right there, with a name like that, you're just, I don't know, you're probably a dick. Oh, I'm sorry. Poppy Jones was a teenager. I suck. Poppy Jones blacked out and required oxygen and an EpiPen because she was on an 8-hour flight after a man appeared to ignore cabin crew announcements to stop eating nuts. She was on a British Airways flight with her mother, Joanna Jones, when she went into anaphylactic shock. Cabin crew appealed for a doctor on board, and a nurse responded. We need to get this girl to a hospital. What is it? It's a big building where they keep sick people. That's not important now. A nurse responded who was able to help stabilize Poppy and administer oxygen. The pilot considered making an emergency landing, but the plane was able to continue to Gatwick Airport, where it was met by an ambulance. Now, I don't see here, I guess I didn't include it, but the person eating the nuts, was told twice and was told why, and he said he didn't care. He actually said, something to that effect. It doesn't bother me. I'm not worried about it. Don't care about the girl. He knew this girl was having trouble. So screw that one. Asshole of the week. All right. Moving on to the next one. Couple contaminate drought-stricken town's water supply by dyeing water blue for gender reveal. Yeah. People are just idiots. Fremder, assholes of the week could be your fart group name that you're going to be starting. Or Tony and the Rippers. Yep. So these people are assholes for being that stupid. Just like these next ones. These girls wanted to take pictures on a bridge, and they actually just, on the Brooklyn Bridge, and they actually just stopped right in their lane and got out and started taking pictures, causing a major traffic jam. Jackass. This one is pretty interesting. In case you can't make out what that is, when you enter a supermarket and you go through the double doors, and it's almost like a foyer of some kind, right? It's just like this little, 6-foot area. Then there's another set of double doors, and you're in the supermarket. So apparently there was heavy rain outside. So this person backed their car into that little area when you first walk in, so they could load their groceries into their car, causing a line of people to wait because they couldn't get past the car. So that's that asshole. Now let's see. Where's the one I wanted to? Did I lose one? I may have deleted one by accident. Hang on. I'm just looking for the next one. No. All right, I guess I got rid of one. All right. All right, so this last one I'm going to show you really takes the cake, and maybe I'll save this. Maybe I'll show it again on Thursday to show it to John LaRocchia. Look at this. Look at this. Fire truck, which appears to have its lights on, trying to turn a corner, and this woman is giving them the finger so she can, as she crosses, holding up the fire truck. Now, this one, I would like to get that woman's name, and I wish I knew how to do that because, she deserves a phone call. She deserves something. Let's get a fart audition going. All right, well, Beansy, I asked you to fart on the phone. You didn't do it. Beansy, I want you to prepare yourself on Thursday. When I'm back here on Thursday for this show with John LaRocchia and Johnny Lambros, I want you to call in and fart. And I bet you Johnny Lambros, I bet you I can get him to fart. And yes, Beansy says, yeah, that's a classy lady. What a bitch. Yeah, absolutely. The fire truck picture. From there, karma's a bitch. That woman's going to get lit on fire one day and no one's going to be around. Didn't that happen to you? Something like that. So, so that's this week's asshole of the week. All right, so you know what I'll do? Oh, all right, I got a couple of things to talk about, and then we'll get to the trivia. Another story. Again, I'm just catching up on stories I've been sitting on for a while. Here's one from like a week or so ago. In a town called Port Jefferson, New York. That's out east Long Island. It's about 45 minutes from here. You may have heard of it several times on this show because that is where Andy Pajanos lives. Andy Pajanos actually lives in Port Jefferson Station. The Port Jefferson people don't like being mixed in with the station people. Fremder, yeah, but it had nothing to do with karma. It's called God Hates Me. No. God does not hate you, Fremder. Just for some reason you had it coming. So out in Port Jefferson, New York, detectives are investigating a case in Suffolk County involving a woman who was pronounced dead. That happens all the time, right? And what happens when a person dies? You take them to a funeral home. And that's where they, get embalmed and cremated and all that stuff. However, when this woman was taken to the funeral home, she was found to be alive. That's right. The incident began a few weeks ago when an 82-year-old woman was pronounced dead at Water's Edge Rehab and Nursing Center in Port Jefferson. More than 2 hours later, she was taken to O.B. Davis Funeral Home in Miller Place, which is next town over, I believe. Yeah, next town over. Nearly 3 hours after being declared dead, she was found to be breathing. The woman was then transported to an area hospital, and the case is being referred to the State Attorney General's office. How crazy is that? How crazy is that, I say. There's Andy Pajanos. My mom worked at that nursing home back in the 90s. Andy, we were talking about you before. Andy, have you heard this story? Because it's probably been a good week or so since I first found that story. So I don't know, maybe you guys out there in Port Jefferson, maybe it's, an ongoing thing. What happened? Do you know why this went down the way it did? But Andy, we were talking about you earlier because you have heard. Do you have any updates as to how that happened? Andy, we were talking about you earlier because I was reading a story about some woman, some reality TV show star, who apparently sells her farts in a jar. So I was saying that, we got to get a team to do that. This woman was making $50,000 a week selling her farts in a jar. So I was suggesting that we do it, sell them for no updates on that woman story, on the dead woman story. Okay, thanks. I was suggesting that a bunch of us get together. I mean, even if we get, 10,000 a week, even if we get 1,000 a week, we still split it between us all. So I had heard the fart story last year. Okay. Yeah, but she just brought it back in December. She had stopped it for a while. Just brought it back. Old lady pronounced dead, says Fremder. D-E-A dead. Yes. So Andy, so I suggested that you, me, Fremder, Beansy, and Bosie. Oh, and Fat J. And you know what? I'm going to include, Brian Paul was included in it, and we should include Kirsten in it too. There should be some sweet-smelling female farts. And we should just, between the 8 of us, or however many of us I just mentioned, we could, bottle up enough jars of farts to sell them. We need to hire a hot model to be the face of the company. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The funniest Brian Paul. As crazy as it sounds, that stuff does happen. It happened in Iowa about a week before that, and 2 paramedics did it the other day. What, where they pronounced somebody dead and then hours later they were found breathing? That is crazy. Do any of them get brought up on charges or anything, or do they lose their jobs, or is it something that's so common that they're like, oh, well, it happens, it's okay, get them next time. Fremder, I'm still recovering from touching Jeff's nasty thumbs during that thumb wrestle. Yeah, we need to do more of those. Oh, you know what? Oh, I should have had the girls do it yesterday. If Lambros refuses to body slam Mo tomorrow, I'll make them thumb wrestle. And then I'll make LaRocchia, and then me and LaRocchia will thumb wrestle. And then the 2 winners will battle each other. All right, we're going to do some thumb wrestling tomorrow. Let's see. Now, Beansy. Beansy was just on the phone. He was saying how he got 2 months Facebook jail for posting a photo of a man in a bathing suit holding balloons. Well, Beansy, you just commented, I would literally blow you guys away, talking about the farts. Well, this program that I use here on Twitch did not allow that comment because of its sexual-based content. Meanwhile, that's not what you did at all, so I'm going to override it and allow it. Bam, there it is. All right. Brian Paul, pretty sure they were all fired. Oh, wow, that's a shame. Fremder, you could have totally had an orgy yesterday in that studio. No. I mean, I would have, and I wanted to, but no, they weren't. I had an orgy by myself. The guys in the Port Jeff case, the person that declared that woman dead was fired. Oh, wow. Beansy, I literally... Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Beansy says, wow. All right. So my last story that I'm going to get to before we get to trivia, as usual, you know me, going to talk a little music. About a week or so ago, they announced, and I do this every year, they announced the candidates for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for this year's induction. And I do this every year. I talk about the inductees and the voting and the people that are still missing. This year's inductees, or this year's nominees for induction: Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Missy Elliott, Iron Maiden, Joy Division, New Order, Cyndi Lauper, George Michael, Willie Nelson, Rage Against the Machine, Soundgarden, The Spinners, A Tribe Called Quest, The White Stripes, and Warren Zevon. Kate Bush, huge in England, kind of known on the alternative scene here. She's been around since the 70s. I don't know much about her, but she's been around a long time, and again, she's huge in England and Europe. So yeah, she deserves it. Sheryl Crow, hands down, deserves it in my opinion. She has some fantastic music. She's played with, she's backed up everybody. She's been around a long time. Got her start in the 80s working, singing as a background singer for Michael Jackson. That was her big breakthrough. But yeah, some great songs. I'm a huge Sheryl Crow fan. Plus, that's my celebrity crush, Sheryl Crow. And one time I saw her, I was in the second row at Jones Beach, man. And she has this song called Run Baby Run. It's from her first album. It's one of my favorites of hers. And she was like singing, like she kind of like bent over. She was right here. And I was just like, ah. The birds are chirping. Cupid. I was just, and I think she actually I actually was like kind of, because she did, we made eye contact. She did like a little, and then kind of moved a little bit to keep singing. Missy Elliott, I mean, she's not rocking. She is. All right, you know what? Put her in. Screw it. Michael Jackson had a lot of background singers. Yeah, he had a lot of background singers. Iron Maiden, hands down, deserves it. Joy Division, New Order, I don't know enough about them to even comment on it. Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, I guess. She definitely was huge in the 80s and helped with that new wave MTV generation with her Girls Just Want to Have Fun videos, her Time After Time, She-Bop. You know what? Put her in the Hall of Fame just for She-Bop. If you guys know that song, tell me what it's about. Who knows what that song's about? Brian Pohl's all excited about Warren Zevon. Once you unzipped your pants, Sheryl Crow stopped looking. No, she looked even more because she couldn't see anything. George Michael, yes, of course he deserves it, but he should be. I personally think it should be Wham and George Michael. Like they should put it together. Rage Against the Machine, I do feel should be in there. Those guys are great. Willie Nelson, of course. I mean, he's country music, but so what? There you go. Brian Paul knew it. Fremder, wasn't that Hanson? No, that's a Mbop. Different song. Brian Paul got it. Cyndi Lauper's song She Bop is about masturbation. So, yeah, I know you have a whole new appreciation for that song now. Soundgarden definitely deserved to be in there. God, what a voice that Chris Cornell had. Such a shame he had his issues. Hello, New York Girl. Cyndi has stated that the song She Bop was about female masturbation. She wanted little kids to think the song was just about dancing. Somebody got that from Wikipedia. Bop is about anal, says Brian Paul. The Spinners, they should be in. Tribe Called Quest, don't know enough about them, but sure, why not? The White Stripes, I don't know. Always overrated in my opinion. Jack White, not a fan. I think he's kind of weird. I don't know enough of his music to be honest with you. New York Girl partied with Cyndi Lauper back in the 90s at a rap party. She was fun. Well, what do you mean you partied with her? Did you guys do coke together or something? Did you make out? We got, almost 5 years of doing this show. I've yet to have girls making out on this show. Sorry, I'm just being stupid. All right, now, this is what pisses me off. The bands that should be in that still aren't in. Alice in Chains, America, Bachman Turner Overdrive, and I know I'm dating myself, but you have to have 25 years at least in the business to even be nominated. So yes, of course I'm aging myself. Bad Company, Badfinger, Beck, the B-52s aren't in there. The Black Crowes, Blue Oyster Cult, Long Island's own, Boston, Joe Cocker is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Phil Collins, come on. Rick Derringer, Devo, Dio, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Free. If you don't know the band Free, they're the ones that sing All Right Now. Jay Giles Band. Come on, the Jay Giles Band. Grand Funk Railroad. The Guess Who. Sammy Hagar. He's in with Van Halen. He's not in for a solo artist. Don Henley. Billy Idol. In Excess. Jethro Tull. Kansas. Lenny Kravitz. Huey Lewis and the News. Love the Huey, man. Love Huey Lewis and the News. Dave Matthews Band. Meatloaf. Megadeth. The Monkees. Yes, I said the Monkees. Motley Crue. Mountain. Another Long Island-based band. Harry Nilsson. If you don't know Harry Nilsson, man, go check him out. He's got some great stuff. Ozzy Osbourne. Iggy Plant. Iggy Pop. Robert Plant. He's in with Zeppelin, of course, but he deserves to be in as a solo artist. Procol Harum. Procol Harum sings A Whiter Shade of Pale. Rage Against the Machine. Okay, they've been nominated. REO Speedwagon. Stone Temple Pilots. What do you think? Should David Lee Roth be in as a solo artist? I say why not. The Stray Cats. Styx. Supertramp. 38 Special. Three Dog Night. Toto. Pete Townsend. Yes, Pete Townsend should be in as a solo artist. Joe Walsh. He's in as a member of the Eagles, but he should be in as a solo artist. Weezer. Steve Winwood. Come on. Some of these are a no-brainer. And now this last one, I say yes, but I'm curious what you guys say. Weird Al. Should Weird Al be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I say yes. Brian Paul wants to see pictures of New York Girl partying with Cyndi Lauper. What's that song Cyndi Lauper played? Girls just want to have to eat each other's balls. Fremder, I love listening to Alice in Chains, especially when she's screaming from my basement. New York Girl, never take pics at a rap party or never allowed again. Just have to take my word for it. Tony can tell you I'm not lying. He knows my life. Yes, I will vouch. I will verify that. Yes, absolutely. At least that was the rule back then. No pics ever. Yeah, it's probably hard to avoid now, but yeah. New York Girl, we need to catch up. I haven't seen you. Talk to you in a while. They should induct the Muppet Band. I'm down with that, Fremder. I'm down with that. The Funniest Brian Paul. Stray Cats, another Long Island group. That's right. I've tried to get Brian Setzer on this show. I haven't lucked out with that one. Gina. Oh, excuse me. New York Girl says no to David Lee Roth. Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. I would do it, but yeah, I'm not. I don't care if he never did. Yeah, and speaking of Huey Lewis in the News, I may be getting, Johnny, his sax player. I may be getting him on the show. I've had some contact with him. Of course, I'm speaking way premature because I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But I have been talking to him. We've been emailing back and forth. You know who I think deserves being there too, which I didn't mention? Paul Schaefer's band. Brian Paul would say yes to David Lee Roth before he says yes to Sammy Hagar. That I'm going to disagree with. I'd say if you match up their solo work, I would say Sammy had more hits than Dave. He definitely had more longevity than Dave. I mean, he's still putting albums out now. And I mean, they're not huge hits, but they're definitely well more received than anything David Lee Roth has done. David Lee Roth has not done anything solo-wise anyway. Hasn't done anything of quality in at least 20 years. At least. It might even be more than that. Yes, Eat 'Em and Smile was awesome, his first solo album. But that was really the only good... That was like the only album of his that had no clunkers. That was like where every song was good. His next album was so-so. His next album after that, A Little Is Enough, I believe. That one got a little worse. And then your Filthy Little Mouth was awful. And then he put out an album called The DLR Band. That album was good. That was like 97, 98. But he really hasn't put anything decent out since then. Yeah, he was, and his videos are great too. Yeah, they were back in the 80s, but you give a teenager a look at that now, what the hell am I watching? Yeah, he hasn't, I don't think he stood the test of time. Where Sammy Hagar, I don't know if he stood the test of time either, but you can there's certain songs of his that I think would still, if they were played by a younger band or something, they would get some play, they would get some exposure. What was I talking about before that? I don't even remember anymore. Aren't there some places you can't reach with a washcloth? Right. Okay. So let's do this. Let's get to this week's Tuesday Trivia. I appreciate you guys sticking around this morning. There's a good amount of you watching, so it's Tuesday Trivia time. I'm going to ask a question. You guys are going to put your comments in the comment thread. I'm not going to give out any answers. I'm going to read all the questions. Then we go back. We start all over again. Read the questions again. Go over all of your answers. And then I'll give you the correct answer. There's no prizes. There's no nothing. It's just for fun. And we just make fun of you. Brian Paul says penis. Yes, that is the answer to the first question. Name the president who lived the longest. Name the president who lived the longest, or has lived the longest, or is living the longest. Question number 2. What is the capital of the state of Mississippi? Who was the Prince of Thieves in the movie? Who was it? Okay. Who sang the song, You Don't Bring Me Flowers? You don't sing me love songs. Okay, next question. Atophobia. Atephobia? A-T-E phobia. Atephobia? Atophobia? Atophobia? Is the fear of what? Is it the fear of overeating? Is it the fear of imperfection? Is it the fear of leaving the house? Atophobia, atephobia is the fear of what? Overeating, imperfection, or leaving the house? You people are so weird. According to doctors, people with what kind of pets fall asleep the easiest? That's a weird question. According to doctors, people with what kind of pets fall asleep the easiest? Who does this research? And who pays for that? You know what I did because Hugh Murray was supposed to be here? I put together 1, 2, 3. 3 questions. Am I still on? Okay, sorry, my computer monitor just blacked out on me. You see this screen, there's another one over here. They've been like chopping in and out for a few days now. I have a third monitor that works in conjunction with these two, which that one is broken. I can't even get that one to turn on. But then my computer screen just blacked out for a second, so I thought maybe I crashed. But I do appear to still be here. I do appear to still be here, from what I can tell with my ear. Don't give me a sneer. Not taking it. So, all right. So because Hugh Murray was supposed to be here, I have 3 questions that are Marvel related because Hugh Murray's a big comic book guy. I don't have other questions to replace them today, so I'm going to have to give you them. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so we got 3 Marvel-related questions. What does SHIELD stand for? In which movie did Spider-Man make his first appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And how many Infinity Stones are there? All right. Those are the 3 Marvel questions. The last question, ladies and gentlemen. The last question. Which gender, we're talking men or women. I don't want to get into no big debate here. Which gender has a higher preference for reaching orgasm through oral sex? Through oral Hershiser. Which gender has a higher preference for reaching orgasm through oral sex? Brian Paul missed the second question. What, the second Marvel question? Or just the second question? I'll give you the 3 Marvel questions again. What does SHIELD stand for? Which movie did Spider-Man make his first appearance in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe? And then how many Infinity Stones are there? Water. All right. All right. All right. So we're going to go back. Let's see. All right, here we go. Question number 1. Name the president who lived the longest. Brian Paul said penis. New York Girl said Carter. Funniest Brian Paul said Carter. Everybody is saying Carter. And then Fremder says King John. I have no idea who that is supposed to be, who you're referring to. Or if that's even answering the first question. I don't even know. But yes, it is Jimmy Carter, who was still alive at the age of 98 and sadly seems to be on his way out. He had just entered hospice care or receiving hospice care. What is the capital of the state of Mississippi? Brian said Biloxi. Beansy said Berlin. New York Girl says Jackson. And then, Andy, were you, oh, all right. Now I understand. Right. So, down the road there, Andy came in and said, just hit me. It's Jefferson City. And then in parentheses, Jackson/Jefferson. So I don't know what that means. Is Jefferson City referred to as Jackson? Or is Jackson, Jefferson City the same town? Or are they right next to each other? I don't know what you mean. But the answer I have here is Jackson, as a matter of fact. Who was the Prince of Thieves in the 1990 movie or the 1990s movie? I'm not looking for the actor's name. I was looking for the actual character. Who is the Prince of Thieves? Or, the name of the movie. But you pretty much got it. It's not Alec Baldwin. Brian Paul gets credit because he said Kevin Costner. So, yeah, Kevin Costner played Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I was looking for Robin Hood. Oh, and Plagano said Costner as well. Okay. From this is Elon Musk. I guess he is the Prince of Thieves, actually. Next question. Who sang You Don't Bring Me Flowers? Kirsten says The Carpenters. Beansy says it was me. Plagano's Fuck Fart Humperdink. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Brian Paul also says Carpenters. Wow. I'm surprised nobody got this. I'm shocked that nobody got this. Kirsten, come in and sing this song to me. It was sang by Barbra Streisand and Neil Diamond. You guys are my age. We're around there. You should have known that one. Next question. Atophobia is a fear of what? Atophobia. Atephobia. Atephobia. Atophobia. Is a fear of what? ATE phobia. Is a fear of what? Overeating, imperfection, or leaving the house? Kirsten said 1. Beansy, fear of farting. Plagianos, fear of imperfection. Fear of jarred facts, says Brian Paul. Or fear of jarred farts. Got it. The fear of the number after 7, says Fremder. That would be 8. The fear of being 8. It is, yes, it is, Andy Plagianos got it right. It is the fear of imperfection. Fear of imperfection. Where was I? According to doctors, people with what kind of pets fall asleep the easiest? Kirsten said dogs. Brian said dead ones. Then he said cats. Beansy said snakes. New York Girl says dogs. Fremder says no pets. Plagano says birds. You are all incorrect. Totally makes sense to me, by the way, because I don't understand the point of this. It's fish. It totally makes sense to me. It's like watching a screensaver, right? You just have a fishbowl and you just... And it's not like they entertain you. They just swim around. Or they don't swim. They sit on a rock. And then you throw the feed in. And they just swim up and eat it. And then they just go back to swimming around. Sounds like fun. I never understood the purpose of fish. Well, as a pet, I mean. How many Infinity Stones? Oh, no, sorry. What does SHIELD stand for? Plagano says SHIELD stands for SHIELD. Brian Paul, Strategic Homeland something. And nobody else bothered to even try that one. It stands for Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. In which movie did Spider-Man make his first appearance in the MCU? Andy says third Captain America. Fremder. Let me see. Where was Brian Paul's answer? Civil War is his answer. Sorry. Give me a second. Okay. The answer is, I do believe Brian Paul got it correct. Yes, Captain America, Civil War. Now, Andy, is that the third Captain America movie? Because if it is, then you got it right, too. How many Infinity Stones are there? From just at 6 gallstones. Kirsten says 5. Brian says 6. Andy Pagano says 6. Yes, that is the correct answer. It is 6. Sorry, Kirsten. Kirsten, I want you to be right. I always want you to be right. But it is 6. Okay. Which gender has a higher preference for reaching orgasm through oral sex? Whoa. Andy Pagano's got it wrong. He said men. Everybody else said women. And that is the correct answer. Only 10% of men reported a preference for oral sex to achieve orgasm, while 18% of women reported that preference. Men are more likely to reach orgasm when sex includes vaginal intercourse, but women are more likely to reach orgasm when they engage in a variety of sex acts that include vaginal intercourse or oral sex. God, I love women. From there, that people just have a dick and a puss. You sound like you have a cocktail in your throat today, says Brian Paul. No, this is just my voice. I do cough and clear my throat a lot. I don't know what it is. Believe it or not, it's a nervous habit that started when I had cancer. That's the truth. And this May, it'll be 20 years since I'm cancer-free. But this habit, I just haven't been able to get rid of it. I have tried. Pagano says, go faster next time. I was taking it slow, letting you guys think about the questions, and I don't know. Shut up. Not cocktail, says Brian Paul. Plagianos, I fucked up. I was referring to the question because it was way later. Brian Paul. Now he says Robin Hood. I love how you can block someone on Twitch. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that, I think, huh? New York girl, fish makes sense. When my son was little, we put a fish tank in his room, and it worked. Helped him fall asleep without crying. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I should have done that for my son. But then one night, he ate the fish food. What? He ate it or he smoked it? That is the third Captain America movie. Okay, so you were right, too. Andy's wife must not be happy, says Kirsten. What did I... Oh, because he wants it faster. Oh, see, Kirsten's so dirty. God bless, brother, says Brian Paul. Oh, thank you, pal. Thank you. You were going way too fast. Good for you, Tony. 20 years and counting. Yeah. What, you too? Or are you talking about me? Or both of us? I don't know. But yeah, come May, 20 years, which is crazy to me. I can't believe it's that long already. Time just, I know I've said it before on the show. Time just flies, man. 20 years. Having a fish tank is good if you run out of food. Right. All right. So well done. Well done. Nice job, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me today for Tuesday Trivia. Without anybody in here, it would have been tough to do. You know, Dan LaRocco doesn't come in here anymore for Tuesdays. What's that about? I want all you guys to reach out to him and yell at him. I haven't seen him in a long time. Jay, unfortunately, hasn't been here. But he told us he wouldn't be here for a while. And the sooner he gets back here, the better. And hopefully we can get him and Hugh and Dan in here regularly. But I'm happy with just one of them because they're all great guys. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. But I'll be back tonight with these guys, Hershey and the Keeks, tonight at 9 o'clock, celebrating their 1-year anniversary of being on the air. So congratulations to them. I don't know if they have an update on the banner. That was supposedly stolen. And we're going to yell at Mark. We're going to yell at Mark because he's considering retiring from stand-up. I don't want him to do that. Thank you, Tony, for the laugh, says Beans. Good talking and seeing you. Much love sent your way. Thank you, pal. Right back at you. Thanks for always being a good sport as I pick on you. So, yeah, stick around for Hershey and the Keys tonight at 9 o'clock. Celebrating 1 year together. We're not here tomorrow, as always. Got to take care of business. Tomorrow night, Circling the Drain at 7. Why You Like This at 8:30. And then I'll be back here Thursday with John LaRocchia and Johnny Lambros, and maybe Mo Meltz might be stopping in. Do yourselves a favor. Go to govs.com. If you'd like to see Adam Ferrara or Carla Okeson or Dan LaRocco or Joe Cravella or Steve Rocco Perillo or Jeff Goldberg, Pamela Roth, Harry Friedman, JoJo Collins, Debbie Baza, Eric Newman, or Andy Pitts, you can see any of those people on a governor's stage this weekend. So go to govs.com, make your reservations, check out their full schedule, find out what they got going on. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com, check out our full schedule. We're performing at Peppercorns in Hicksville in a few weeks. Tomorrow night, you'll see Eric doing a game show at the Merrick Public Library. So go to knockemdeadcomedy.com and get our full schedule. Find out what we're doing. Come see us. We'd love to see you. And you can get information on how you can hire us yourselves for your fundraiser, your corporate event, your private party, or just in your establishment, in your venue. You want to have some fun. Knock 'em Dead Comedy, baby. New York Girl, have a good one. Give me a call this week. Tony, let's catch up. Would love to. Yeah, that'll be fun. And of course, I think I mentioned it already. This Saturday, Don, Sill, and myself, we will be in here for live from Governor's Green Room. Very excited to finally get another one of those in here. Jeff, Bosie, if you're around, get your ass in here and join us. From Der, Mark Hirschman's banner retired before he did. I need an update on that. He swears that he knows for a fact it was stolen, but he never told me how he knows that. So, yeah, I'm dying to find out what that's about. All right, we're out. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy your Wednesday. And we will see you guys later. Thanks again for hanging out with us. All right, we're out. See you guys.
Telling all your friends the party never